those parents that have children, can you keep them under control? Michelle? Thank you. Cole, you got your children under control? Got your children under control?
Under control.
Thank you. You show us how, please. I've got a big stick. Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to our annual general meeting. Up on the board you can see how we've got the running of business for today. So the first order of business is to receive the balance sheet and profit statement for the last financial year. Just talking to that quickly, we did pretty well this year financially. We actually made a profit, which is the first time we've done that in a long time. So that came about from basically the end of the season. We had a pretty good accommodation rush. I think that had a bit to do with the great snow that came at the end of the season. Also, a lot of work by Jono Walsh on doing some changes to our insurances and negotiating a few things there. So we were able to save a couple $1,000 there for our insurance providers. Most of the membership have paid their annual stubs too, which is great. Okay, so we're up to that. Up to date, I think we're about 4 or 5% that hadn't, so that was pretty good considering what we've been able to do over the previous years. So that's largely thanks to this guy, Graham Warren, who's been chasing them and getting them all up to speed. Other thing too, we had an increase in our maintenance work, which went along under Siberia, which Craig Fairweather had done a lot about. We've pre-concreted down under there, and we're going to utilise that space for storage. So it's going to free up a lot of area in the ski room and make that better usage and basically make it a lot better for everyone, hopefully. And just improve the structure of the lodge too, because I don't know how many people know, but under Siberia there, the joists were starting to bend. So if we had too many parties up top, it could have fallen through. So it was good that we got that through. So what proposed that the balance sheet and that be accepted? And with a motion to that happen, please. Yep, John Dengo, seconder.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Cole Bruton, thank you very much. Yeah, I was going to get to that. Sorry, got that one here. Yeah, the minutes from last meeting, I should have started with that actually. Just to approve the minutes from last AGM. I have a nominator to approve those, please. Dave Walsh, seconder. Bev Walsh, thank you very much. Bev Darby. Sorry. Didn't know you two are related. Sorry, Bev, I apologise about that. Okay, second part we want to get into is the new constitution. Now, Duncan Stewart and Graham Warren have done a fantastic amount of work to get this up to speed, and we've basically come from the 1960s into the mid-2000s, which is great. They've done a lot of hours, and I can't believe how much stuff they've had to go through and get this done. But we're going to pass over to Graham, who's going to talk about the new constitution and look at what changes have gone through, and then we'll do a vote on it.
Thanks, Phil. I think members hopefully have had enough time to have a look and read over the new constitution that's been put up on the website and out to everyone via emails. I have had a little bit of feedback from members on a couple of points which was good. We managed to put some of those constructive points amended into the new doc that we're putting up tonight, here today. So, as I said, members have had a chance to have a look through and make comment and changes where it's been necessary, and covered off some of the concerns. So, just to give you a bit of an overview, basically the new constitution is designed to bring the club into the current 21st century. We're now going to be aligned with the Corporations Act, so the club will be run under the Corporations Act under this constitution. So it basically means we will run like a company under the Corps Act. Just makes the administration things very Corporations Act will be incorporated into our constitution, the way we want to run the club. I mean, there's some benefits in some of the changes that we've incorporated in doing this. We will now be able to hold our AGMs using new technology. We've got Narelle setting up here to record the meeting. Hopefully the next AGM we have will be online and people will be able to attend online, so they won't have to turn up to a meeting here. So because our membership base is now fairly well dispersed across the country, we have members in WA, members in Northern Territory, Queensland, North Queensland. So it'll allow all members to be able to attend the AGM if they so desire. By the way, thank you for all turning up today, which is good. Out of 400 members, we've got about 35. So a couple of other things the new constitution allows us to do is to be able to provide proxy voting as well. So the old Articles of Association meant anybody that wanted to vote on any special resolution of the club had to be present here at the AGM. Now, going forward, we'll have proxy forms that will allow people to put forward their vote via using a proxy that's in attendance at the AGM. So that will also help members have their say in the runnings, etc. of the club without them having to physically be here. There'll also be some clear direction around with the board as well, how they conduct their meetings and run the meetings, make records of the meetings. Those records, etc., will also be available to the members, and we'll be putting copies of those up on the website after each meeting as they happen. Just trying to think, what are the other members? Were there any other major ones, Duncan, you can remember?
So, what we'll be voting on will be changing the constitution. We need 75% of the people to vote to change the constitution. That's all. That's also
the constitution is being replaced. We had a memorandum of articles of association that was when the club was formed in 1964, and that was under the 1936 New South Wales Companies Act, and now we're going to move ourselves under the Corporations Code, which is a long overdue change. What we do get to replacing the rules. So in the old Companies Act, it was fairly limited direction in how you might operate the company. The Corporations Act is a much more detailed document. It's well, everybody running companies under the Corporations Act these days, so we're just moving with the time. So that's what it is. But we need 75% of the people here. It's a special resolution to change our constitution, and we're going to replace it with the constitution under the Corporations Code. We're going to get rid of the old Memorandum of Articles of Association, which is what previously governed the club.
Thank you, Duncan. I must thank Duncan. He's done a mountain of work in helping me get this constitution up and to the point now. So I think the club owes a great deal of gratitude to Duncan's help getting this done as well. Yeah, so we do require 75% of people here to vote. But just to give you a little bit of background as well, we've tried to keep as much of the old, well, not actually the old wording, but the intention of the old Articles of Association around how the club's run, etc. In the document, you can see there has been a fair bit of cutting and pasting replacement from the old Articles of Association into the new one. So the intention isn't to try and change anything that we've been doing in the past or how we've been operating the club in the past on those major points. It is merely to try and bring the club up to the current times that we've been operating under the Courts Act. I think given that, as I said, everybody should or has had plenty of opportunity to read the document, I'd like to open to the floor if there are any questions that anyone wants to ask. Feel free to ask, and then if anyone has any objections or anything to please raise them as well. Colin, got a...
I was just wondering, do we change our name from limited to incorporated?
No, we don't have to.
No. Fair enough.
Narelle, sorry. One over there.
I'd like to echo Phil's thanks to Graham and Paul, Graham and Duncan, because I know I've spent hours on the phone to Graham talking about some of these things, and he's done that for everybody who's raised concerns. But I still, and I think we should adopt it because it's the way to go forward, especially with the electronic voting and a number of changes. But I've still got a number of concerns. Things like the register of members contains information that you don't necessarily want to give to everybody. So I think if we could change that clause to read extract, an extract of the register should be made available to members, which is what's required under the law. Only is address, name and date of joining, rather than date of birth and all that sort of stuff.
I think we changed a couple of words there.
I reread it.
I think we comply with section 273.
There's a clause in there now that says comply with relevant Privacy Act. But if you spell out what you're actually providing, I just think it makes it clearer.
We just comply with the Corps Act.
Okay. One of the problems I had was that I found the document difficult to read. Now that's probably because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a professional club administrator. But so there's a couple of other things. Clauses B and C under disciplining members. Why do we need to kick people out or suspend them if they're bankrupt? Surely it's only if they can only pay their fees, can't pay their fees, that there's a problem. Electronic signing of emails and documents. How do you do that? So I just think there's a few little bits going forward that we could also address and perhaps make the document even better. I wanted to let people know that I still did have a couple of concerns.
Anything that you can answer on that, Duncan?
What we did is we got boilerplate of another constitution. So rather than having nothing about how we discipline members,
we adopted a boilerplate how we discipline members. So we've just inserted that. So that's actually better than the old constitution, which had, or the old articles, which didn't have any direction at all. We've now got a set way that we'll do these things. So that was one thing. And
all right. So I read the model constitution, and clauses B and C are not in the model constitution. They've been added in from the previous memorandum.
B and C.
B refers to bankrupts being removed or suspended from the club, and C refers to people who have been scheduled under the Mental Health Act being removed from the club.
Well, there was no Mental Health Act back in 1936 when the companies...
No, we did have a clause in the previous articles.
That just reflects the change to current legislation, that's all.
Yes, but what I'm saying is they weren't in the model constitution that you said you based the document on. So I'm saying they come from...
That's because the Mental Health Act was not law at the time that the model constitution
No,
was
it is
printed.
so the Articles of Association refer to the existing legislation at the time, the Insanity Act, and you've updated it to refer to the Mental Health Act 2007.
Yes.
But the model constitution does not contain a clause about removing people who have a mental issue. That's where I'm coming from. Nor does the model constitution say anything about kicking out people who are bankrupt.
Okay, so what we've done is, yes, there's a model constitution, we've introduced that from the old constitution, because if you're bankrupt, the directors have a discretion to exclude that member, and if you're a scheduled person, the directors have the discretion to exclude that member. So what we've done is we've simply brought that across from the old constitution.
I would argue that both those clauses are discriminatory and unenforceable, because you're not going to find out if people A are scheduled or B are made bankrupt. Nobody's going to tell the club.
Okay, so in this instance then, I think what Graham and Duncan have said is these were in the old constitution, they've been carried across. So,
I would argue we shouldn't have carried them across.
So whether this was a new constitution now or not, perhaps your query is, can this be a resolution now to remove those?
Yes.
So as opposed to this document has created something new, it's, can we please remove it from what we did have and what we've carried forward?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, okay.
Saying that, you say, we get this document passed, then put a resolution in later to change it.
Meaning later in this
Yes,
meeting?
yes, but I was, you asked for comments, so I'm not going to comment.
So would you be happy with that, Narelle?
Yes, yes, I'm happy for it to, I wanted to bring it up
Yep.
so that people think about it, and it does, and it's addressed, it's talked about.
Yep.
Another one was, I was led to believe that the minutes of the committee meetings would be made available to members, but it's still at the discretion of committee, it's not stated. Also the bylaws, I'd like to see a register of bylaws rather than having to sort through the minutes, so that you can actually, you know, a section on the website where it says bylaws, so we know what are current bylaws. Just a few things like that to make it more transparent as to how the club is run for people.
Okay, thanks, Meryl. I think, sorry, John, you want? Okay, so I think on what we've got for the constitution as is, if we want to put a resolution in there, we can't do anything about that today. That will have to be done at the next AGM, because we need to give notice to the membership for the change. So if we're going to vote on the change to the constitution as is, and any resolutions can be added into later and voted on later. Is everyone clear on that? Okay, so, Colin, question?
I'll move a motion that the new constitution be adopted.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Let's put it to a vote. All those in favour of the new constitution, the show of hands. 75%. All those against? Carried. Thank you. Well done, everyone. Congratulations. And congratulations, Duncan and Graham, on all the work you guys have done. So well done. Thank you, everyone, for that.
Just a question. So Narelle wrote something about the some changes, potential changes. So
Yep.
is there an action that the committee's going to
Yep, we've got to go back and look at the changes, so we'll talk to Narelle about those, find out what the changes are, put the resolution in, and then we've got to come back for next year's AGM to vote on it.
Add that comment.
Yep.
John, maybe that bit of microphone.
I suppose just talking about the updating around Lunacy Mental Health Act, my kind of support that is somebody is sectioned under the Mental Health Act, whether that puts other members of the club at risk or harm, particularly children. So I think it's possibly, but as to the detail of it, I don't know if you were going to get into that level of detail. It isn't something that's at risk, so I support it at the moment. It was in there originally, Constitution, so leave it in but update it.
Probably not, but, yeah, well, if they've been certified, you don't know. We'll fix that one up. You'd hope not. You'd hope. Okay. I'm not saying phone in from Gail. Okay, next point we've got is the election of auditors. Now Dave's done a great job with our auditors again. Name Kinnis, E.K. Kinnis, is that right? KF Kinnis, sorry, got that.
Same people as last year and the last
Numerous
15
years.
or 20, they just had a name change.
So I put a motion up that we keep our financial auditors the same. All those in favour? Thank you very much. Next order of business is a notice of motion for subs to be increased to $227. We've added one in there for the APRA membership. Now, all those APRA members have been getting it easy for the last few years. We've actually never increased their subs in relation to increasing the membership subs. So they've gone up from $20 to $34. So I hope they can handle that okay. So just put a motion to increase the subs to $227 and the APRA members to $34. All those in favour? Yep.
Just ask a question on that. One of the things that I saw in the Constitution was the condition of APRA membership about what period, when
Time.
members may book them. And I think I read in it, and sorry Graham, I tried to get this sorted out with you, but now they're going to penalise them with new increase. I just want to clarify. It said in the, now it says in our Constitution that they can't make bookings until the 1st of June for peak period and school holidays.
That was always the case.
Yeah, and that's still it.
That's still it. Hasn't changed. The only thing that changed
Well,
is,
they couldn't do any booking.
no, the only thing that changed is we've just made the fee come in line with the general membership.
So the Constitution had always said that APRA membership would be 15% of the normal membership fee. But even though every year we increased the normal membership, we didn't touch the APRA membership. So this
And it's not that many people, to be honest.
No, I'm
But-
sort of,
but-
I'm not even sure what that area.
You can't wait to get there, mate, is that what you're saying? How many years? You figured out how many years before you get there?
Sorry. Okay, thanks for that.
All those in favour of the subs? Oh, sorry, move a motion. Sorry, John O'Walsh, thank you. Seconder?
Narelle?
I don't mind. Who do you want? Narelle Irvine, there you go. Pick one. Good, thank you. All those in favour? Against? Pass, thank you very much. So we have to do them separate. I thought we could do them together. Upraise, nominator, Dan Polowinsky, seconder, Cole Ruby. All those in favour? Against? Pass. Always has to be one, doesn't it? Thanks, Tony. No, thanks guys, thanks for passing that. Sorry, I thought we could pass those together. Next one we've got is the Club Person of the Year. It's disappeared. So for this one, it's actually a tie this year. So the people that have won this, the people we've just been talking about, have done a phenomenal amount of work. Graham Warren and Duncan Stewart. Come up and get your trophy.
Graham did about twice as much as me, at least. So,
Not the volume, it's the quality.
yeah, well, thank you very much for this. I think Graham deserves it. I'm not sure. I probably confused him.
I couldn't have done it without Duncan, so, no, it's it was a joint effort, so, thank you very much for honouring and doing that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks guys, they did an awesome job, awesome job. Speaking of awesome jobs, here's Mike DeLever. And he's just in time to do the election of directors. So this is where we all stand down, and I look for a returning officer to come up and run the show. Nominate Mike. Good on you, mate. Well done, mate. I'm standing down and passing to you.
You're better off nominating him for another position.
Okay, I'll clear all positions vacant and call for nominations for a new president. All right, you got a scribe there? Bill?
Yeah, Raps is doing that.
Okay.
Bill Warren.
Bill Warren? Seconder? Joanna? Any other nominations? Anyone brave enough? No? Okay, declare Bill as new president. Nominations for vice president.
Jonathan Mantle.
Bill, Jonathan Mantle, Bill.
Yeah.
Seconder? Oh, you got your name for it.
No. Oh, very familiar.
So, he's trying to talk and not watch. Second vice, another vice president, another nomination? One more? No? Craig Fairweather? Good. Gonna give a second up to Craig. Jonathan, man? Okay, what, treasurer. Nominations for treasurer.
David Sullivan.
All right, second is John. Any other nominations? No? Of course, this all means everyone's been doing a pretty good job, so. Secretary, next one. Secretary? Jeff Milton's standing down this year. So we appoint nomination for a secretary.
Yeah, I'm up here, mate.
Did you receive any nominations?
Not for secretary, mate. I'll nominate Nat Southland.
Natalie Southland? Natalie, yeah. Would you accept? It's not a lot of time, but it's still makes a commitment to do that sort of. No further nominations? They're all the secretary for the coming year. So I need to call for nominations for 6 committee members. Joanna Walsh.
Second.
When you nominate, call out your name, please, as well. Seconder, is it John?
Yeah, I'll second, I'll also Cole Bruton, and I'm not nominating myself, I'm nominating David Holowski.
David, yeah. Seconder.
And she can do the job for me.
Seconder?
Craig.
All right, yeah. Craig, all right. Further nominations? Amelia? John? Seconder?
Yeah.
Charlie? Seconder? That's 3.
Danielle.
Danielle? Yep. Seconder? Jonathan? Mabel? Who seconded Tony?
Me.
David? You got the last one?
Yeah, he's already on
And where are we up to? Yep. Who moved Danielle? Gail, go.
Don't put that down too much.
Second?
It was Neil.
Okay, yeah, we can blame him for everything, that's fine, we do anyway. Second for Daniel?
Yes.
No? What's that for? That's 4. No, don't worry about that, just gotta get 6.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. How many we, yeah, but how many general committee we've got nominated so far? So 4? Okay, 2 more nominations?
Is that man on there?
Who do you want to be?
Graham?
I'd like to nominate you.
Second? Right, one more?
Sally Davis Saw.
Sally Davis Saw?
Duncan.
Duncan, sorry, Duncan was the second. Nominate Sally Davis Saw. Second of it, Sally? Warren, Alpha? Further nominations?
John Anthony.
Second for John? No matter?
Sitting in the front row.
Further nominations? Second call? Couple of ones. Last call for nomination. Okay, looks like it's going to be vote. That's step being nominated for 6 positions which will encompass the various roles. Will be club captain, membership of finance, what else we got? Bookings, maintenance. So we usually have 2 maintenance, so it's not, yeah. Phil's going to pass around the voting papers. There's one name on there to leave off the committee.
Can we put those on the screen?
Yeah, we'll put the names up of the 7.
Thank you. Okay. Once more, just one name on the paper.
Charlie.
Okay.
So, what are our 7 names?
I think that's from Mark. The next governor.
Yeah.
I'll write a pen when you've finished there. Oh, I've been lost there.
I'm just waiting for all the names to come up. Oh no, we don't want John. Actually, we do want to know some finance.
right. Okay, then, one of the nominations declined. One declined, so the vote's redundant. And he's also volunteered to be assistant on the committee as well, so if not lost, we would give it back.
Who was that? Who was that? Oh, John, yeah.
Well, yeah, take it up. For those of you who are for those of you who've been to these committee meetings with AGM for many years, this is not unusual to have struggles to get nominations and work out the committee, because it is a commitment to go and do some of this work. However, over the last 4 or 5 years, it's become a lot easier with electronic communications and the way we actually do things. So it's not as bad as it was like 20 years ago.
The new president.
Having done that,
Welcome.
you can go to that. So the committee is the same as last year. For those people who are nominated, please stand up. Thank you very much for your acceptance of that work.
We actually have someone new.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for doing that. So congratulations, everybody. Welcome on board, and let's go full steam forward into making this club stay as good as it is and be better. Only other thing to do is any other business to be brought forward. So this is open to everyone here. So if there's any items or anything that you want to bring up, this is your opportunity to do it. Anybody? Oh, Greg's got something. Oh. John, what's that, mate? That's RCDT. Anything, John Mandel?
Yeah, just a minute. First, greetings everyone from Pat and Sue Edmondson in Jindabyne. Pat's our founding president, is in great health, and along with Sue, they're doing really well. They send their best wishes to the club, the members, and the committee today. I just wanted to touch on huts. I've brought with me a bit of a picture show that I put on a board there of some of the works that's been going on through the off-season. You'd be happy to know that the huts are all in good shape. The 3 that Illawarra Alpine Club are caretakers of, Teddy's Hut, Cascades and Tin Mines. A lot of work been going on with Teddy's and Tin Mines in the last 2 years, but especially with Jeff Madden not being here, Jeff's spell as Huts coordinator, you'd be happy to know that Tin Mines is finally, the roof is finally complete, and after doing it once, it was reset the second time, and there's some pictures there you're welcome to have a look at both huts. Just on the point of huts, our coordinator with our liaison officer is Pat Edmondson down in Jindabyne, and at the about to turn 92. He's doing very well, but on the huts front, we do need an invigoration of participation where families, dropping in and out, where families, Bill, are you doing this to me on purpose? It's a 1-minute warning. Where families and individuals that can be a part of it are very welcome to be a part of it. It is simple, it's achievable, and it fulfills the aim of Illawarra Alpine Club being an Alpine Club, not a ski club. You might have noticed that the word ski doesn't come into the title. That is because the founders saw fit to realise the benefits of both summer and winter experience of the alpine environment. So bushwalking and huts are all part of that secondary part. So I'll perhaps be talking about that more in Colfax articles, but anyway, I'm putting my hand up to be trying to make sure that we have a sustainable and an achievable future in our caretakership of the huts. and making sure that it's member friendly. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Thanks. Oh, actually, classic Jonathan, Matt, I don't want to hand the microphone over too early. I just wanted to recognise the awesome work that's been going on with lodge maintenance. Craig Fairweather in particular, backed up by Tony D'Amelia, thanks Tony, and also John Anderson's technical skills and recommendations. He's always sending PowerPoints and ways that we can do things better. So thanks for that. But there's some awesome achievements, and I think that's the under Siberia room will be a huge breakthrough for storage and for extra capacity for the lodge. So thanks for spearheading that and seeing it through, Craig, Tony, John.
So yeah, there has been a few improvements, as you said, going on in Siberia, also in the ski room, and some new boot drying equipment and that we've got in there. So you'll see a few changes this season, which hopefully be appreciated by everyone. One other thing that's been going on too, that, sorry, didn't go.
Could we have somebody just give us an update of what happened, just the maintenance work?
It was in Coldback. I can pass it over to the maintenance officer if we can talk about it. Great.
Sorry, Brad, I might have set you up. It's all good news.
Must say, hey, microphone to start with. Everybody, yes, we needed more space. We had a lot of wasted space under Siberia. If anyone's been there before, it was a death trap of stuff stored there for decades. Long forgotten pieces of ski equipment, clothes dryers, mattresses, lounges, you name it, it was there. So over the past couple of years, we have been cleaning that out, slowly but surely on working beats, working towards getting a dry store area together. We call it a dry store because it's not actually like a habitable area. There's a lot of groundwater flows through under there. We've done a lot of drainage to keep it as dry as possible. There'll be another phase to put some decent ventilation in there, so hopefully that'll happen over next summer. So at the moment we've got approximately 30 square metres of hard floor with block wall around the three sides. So enter via the door, block wall all the way around. That area is going to be used for on-season and looking at off-season. There's a way we're going to have to manage that so we don't have people repeatedly leaving unused gear there year after year, because that will just clutter the place up. But we're looking at getting the most amount of storage in there as we can. Also centralising all our maintenance gear down there.
So for instance, at the beginning of the season, you'll take the skis up and you put them in a cage, but down in underneath Siberia, is that right? And if you're in the lodge, you'll bring them upstairs, is that?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so on your final day of your trip, you could ski straight down to the lower front door on Siberia, store your skis away, and get them back out again next trip.
Is there any thought of getting an internal access to it?
No. Yeah, also centralising all our maintenance gear. We've got maintenance tools and equipment at the moment in the old boiler room, we call it, where all the hot water systems are. We've got materials upstairs in the loft, which is tricky to get in and out of all the time. And so we're going to centralise that in that area as well. And then, yeah, we've also got a handrail at the back for better access during the season, down and following the stairs. Yeah, so any questions on that?
What have you done with the blue room?
Yeah, okay. And then the working on the ski room, taking the cage out from the southern end, the large cage. we won't require that. We're moving the benches up, we're putting more ski storage in. We're trialling some boot dryers in smaller boot cupboards, like adjacent to the toilet there. The style where you pop your boot onto a blower arm, and that should more efficiently and better dry the boot. So we're just going to trial a couple of units there this year, and see how they go. Sure.
A few years ago, someone knocked one of my boots and it fell onto one of the heaters. And it got badly burned and melted. I still use it, but the fact is there anything that we're doing to stop boots falling onto the heaters?
I'll put that down for the work to be in a few weeks' time. Yeah. Maybe the mesh had been moved.
I saw that it could be done in other places. I always make sure my boots are a long way away.
Yeah. That's some of the problems that we have had. Melted boots, boots not drying efficiently, not drying at all, snow dropping off boots into other people's boot. So yeah, that's why we're trialling these dryers. So
And if we expand the dryers next year, that will do that.
that's right. That's right. If it all goes well this year with these dryers, well, we might be not taking service next year. But yeah, nothing's going to change as far as that. Just your bags, the ski bags that would have been in the cages will be stored underneath. Then down the track we'll look at maybe opening that loft area out, make it more user-friendly for storage.
Are you going to be using downstairs for ski storage during the 2 to 6 years? You take one of the cages out, or is that next year?
We'll be in service this year.
So some will be up the top and some will be down the bottom? Is that,
Season storage will be downstairs until that.
Thanks, Harry.
Well done, Craig. Yeah, Craig and Tony, and they do a mountain of work. So yeah, appreciate what they do down the lodge to make it user friendly for us, and we can just turn up and enjoy our lodge. So.
I'll just add that over the summer, we'll be looking at improving the security of that door downstairs, that old timber door, with the door frame and everything. We'll be taking out, putting a metal one in, so that things are secure over the summer. Probably get some feedback from the community. We may not have summer storage there next year because of that reason, or you do so at your own risk. So, but yeah, that's another improvement.
Thanks, Craig. One other thing to make mention aware of too, Smugglers is all up and operational now. So it's finally complete after all the battles and fights that we had with them and the New South Wales planning and the number of phone conversations I had going back and forth. They finally got their stuff completed. So I think for a mere, was it $15,000 a night? Get the place? Yeah, so it's just as a commercial lodge and complies with the, has to do for Kosciuszko National Parks. So won't be too many people going in there. Yes, Cole?
Many, many years ago, when we occupied that site, we were told by the minister that there will never be any commercial lodges on what they call the dress circle area. Right there, Colin. Oh, really, it's changed now, but we were promised that.
Maybe the dress circle's gone full circle.
Yeah, gone full circle.
Yeah, so Smugglers is all done and finished, supposedly. Anything else for general business? Craig? Amanda doesn't like microphones.
I forgot to mention, sorry, that that ski storage area that we've been redoing. Bill, where's mine? Just like to thank Tim Lee for putting a lot of work into building new ski racks. We're going to have extra ski storage, as I said, and I've been supplying Timmy all the materials. Timmy's been busy docking timber, settling timber, drilling and screwing all the new ski racks. So they'll be going back, they'll be going in this winter. Very similar design to what we had, just new and improved, and more of it. So thank you very much, Tim.
Thanks, Craig. Anything else, mate, while you're up? That's it, done. Mike?
I just want to make a comment that, for a long time, normally the maintenance crew goes unnoticed. They just work all the way through the year, do an awful lot of work that's not seen by many, and they've been doing it for year in, year out for a whole long time. And I think just have noted appreciation for them.
Thanks, Mike. One other thing too, Teddy and Lou are back this season again, so they'll be making sure that we've got our bellies full and well fed, so hopefully keeping the place nice and clean and tidy. So I think this will be their eighth season? Seventh, that's right, yeah. So, yeah, it's been a good relationship that we've had with them, so they're keen to come back, so they'll be getting up there soon to get the place all ready. Anything else, Jonathan?
Yeah, look, I might just say, just on I just grabbed the mic so everyone could hear me. So one of the roles I've had last year was both HUT's liaison, but also lodge management. So worked with Teddy and Lou, taking their feedback, taking feedback from club captain reports, from HUT captain reports, taking feedback from individual members. So just wanted to make sure to assure the membership that there is a very active flow of information from the managers to me and then back into the committee. So there are brickbats and bouquets where they're deserved on various fronts, and all of the feedback and the reports and information that's fed back into the HUT captain reports that comes through to me is covered in committee meetings. So there's an active relationship going on. As Bill said, I think it's actually the 7th year, but it could be wrong, it could be the 8th. But there's not just an automatic green light that we accept, and we invite standing lodge managers to return. It is very much based on the sentiment and the assessment of how well they're performing their job and how well that's accepted by members. I'm happy to say that it's overwhelmingly positively accepted for them to return. However, there have been some instances where criticisms that have been valid and that have been validated and accepted and volunteered on the front of our lodge managers. They are human, they do make mistakes, just like the rest of us. So when something occurs and it's notified, it's dealt with in the proper means and through the proper channels. But I'm very happy to say that they're returning again, and they're looking forward to a great season with Illawarra.
Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, I agree with Jonathan there. You do 24/7 job for 3-4 months of the year. You're not going to be 100% on the ball all the time. So, they do have occasions where things don't go right, but most of the time they're pretty good. So we really take our hats off to Teddy and Luke for the job they do. Fantastic job. Last chance. Craig? That was quick, good. Okay, so I'd like to wrap it up. Thank you everyone for turning up. We should have some food and that turning up very shortly, so feel free to hang around and have a chat and mingle. And I appreciate everyone that's turned up.